Welcome.
Don't stop.
Welcome to the League of Legends. Prepare for battle.
I'll stop ahead.
What's their position? Give me the coordinates.
Armed and ready.
First love.
Reporting in.
Triple kill. You are dominating. An ally has reconnected. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
What's the scanner say about their power level?
No enemies display a power level over 9,000.
I thought so.
Pulsar and online. Ezreal, do you require a map?
No.
Finish them quickly.
I grant you my aid.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
Arcane shift enabled. Q-shot barrage charged. Essence flux armed. Mystic shot armed.
Minions have spawned. Start! You must destroy us. All of us. You are unstoppable. Killing spree. Your nexus is at 75% cover. Enemy triple kill. Your inhibitor is under attack.
I'll take that.
You are godlike. Shut down. Your nexus is at 50% health.
Why, thank you. Too easy.
Quadra kill.
Sometimes I can almost remember. God axes need victims.
You are on a rampage.
Smooth.
I also hear the songs of the dead.
Make them suffer.
Enemy pentakill.
This place will be their tomb. The living must die.
Stop. You are legendary. As you kill.
Devour their bones. I've got pain to serve.
Triple kill.
I want to make this last.
Quadra kill.
One by one.
Pentakill.
I am your worst nightmare. Blood in the air.
Welcome. Terminated.
Kill them. Kill them all.
Legendary kill.
Hello everyone. Just a little update here. Ant Famous Gaming got a forfeit. The other team forfeited and didn't show up 15 minutes before or, after the match had started. So they're going to be playing again at, I believe, 12:30 is the next game. So go ahead, hang around, go do something else, grab something to eat, shower if you haven't done that, and come on back here and we'll get some games going for you guys. All right? Thank you.
Fortune doesn't favor fools.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
By my will, this shall be finished.
Boss wave.
Well, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name's Irene. I'll be solo casting this tournament. This is the Ant Famous participating in the Alienware tournament. The grand prize is, I believe, $17.50, which is about $350 per participant. And there were 16 games scheduled in the first round, and only 5 of them were actually played. 11 of them got buys, and some people didn't actually have another matchup. So there's a lot of buys going out. So the tournament actually hasn't really started until right now, mostly. And we have Team Ant Famous right now inside of Team Select. So we're going to go ahead and, I'm just going to introduce myself a little more right now and what Ant Famous is all about. And then we'll get into the game. So Ant Famous is a gaming website, www.antfamous.net. Check them out. They have a lot of great little games that you can play, great little community going on there. So go ahead, check them out. You have a few moments right now. If you want to, you can just stick around. That's fine. And we'll get the game going shortly here. So to my knowledge, Ant Famous is actually in the tournament, in the brackets, under the name Kings of N. And the brackets can be posted right here in chat, so you can check them out yourself. On Kings of N, or Ant Famous, we have AF Rutledge. I don't know who else is playing. They have a lot of subs, but yeah. So about myself, my name's Zyrene. I'm from the College of Casting, which is a Facebook page started by Dylan, and we also have a lot of other people there. Like we have Jaws, who's a very well-known shoutcaster who shoutcasts with a lot of professional shoutcasters, and he gives us advice and feedback as well. So if you want to check it out, I'll post the link to the College of Casting in the comments right now in this Facebook group. So check them out as well. I believe it's a closed group, so you can go ahead and just jump on in there, or at least ask Dylan for an invite. Yeah, there were a lot of forfeits in the bracket, so unfortunately not a lot of games being played, but you know what? We're going to have a game here very shortly, so stick around. And when I mean very shortly, I mean as soon as they get done selecting and banning champions. Unfortunately, I cannot see them because Alienware does not allow you to spectate while they're selecting champions. I believe it might be because if you have that going on, people can ghost and see what summoner spells the other team is taking. And so if somebody takes a teleport, you can counter that with another teleport, or you can kind of figure out if they're jungle, if they pick something like a Lee Sin to go top, and then they have something like an Olaf in the jungle, you would kind of think it's vice versa. You'd think that Olaf was going top and that Lee Sin was in the jungle, but you could totally tell by what summoner spells they took. And if you had somebody spectating and ghosting, then that'll be going as well. Then you'll be able to figure out who's in what role. Also, there was a little mishap with spectator mode in tournaments that happened a while back. I don't remember which team it was, but they spectated, then they paused the game, and after 3 minutes, the spectator mode catches up. So if it's paused, you can see all the ward placements. And so what the team did is they had somebody spectating the game, and then they had a pause. They paused for 3 minutes, and then they had their spectator tell them where all the wards were so that their jungler could gank, or if there was a ward in this bush or not. So then they could set that up. And it was kind of an exploitation. I believe that they did lose that match ultimately. They exploited the first match, and I think they lost the next 2. So justice was served in that case, but it doesn't always happen. So I believe Alienware is trying to be kind of protective of that stuff, because it does happen. People get very competitive about money and try to use every edge that they can to get this money. So, but we really want a clean, nice tournament. So hopefully none of that happens, and hopefully we don't have any pauses, because pauses don't just suck the energy out of a game. They make my job really hard as a solo shoutcaster. When you have a duo, you can ask your duo questions. I would probably just turn to chat and ask you guys what you think about the game and what you think is going on and what you would like to see happen. So if a pause does come out, I'll probably be able to handle it, but it just makes my job a little bit harder. And it looks like they didn't start the game. They ended up being in team select, and then they just got out of it somehow. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if somebody DC'd. So hopefully we will have that up for you in just a moment. yeah, I apologize for all of this. And, if it was in my power, the game would be starting right now. But I believe games are forfeit if the team doesn't show up at 15 minutes. So I don't know if they got their picks and bans squared away already, and so they just had a little bit of a hiccup. So hopefully they can jump right into the game. Boom, 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 pick their bans, pick their picks, and then get this game rolling. And if you didn't look at the brackets, the game is actually between the Kings of N and Blade of T. And Blade of T, I guess, was the #1 seed in this, but I don't think they actually did any seeding rounds or anything like that. I think it might have been first come, first serve, or completely randomized. But if it is, then that'd be kind of scary for Kings of N. But I looked at their team. They have a really strong team. They have a lot of Diamond 1s, which is solo queue. And solo queue doesn't necessarily make up everything in team play, but it does account for individual skill level. Usually how well you can CS is a good, or at least communicate with a team that you don't know, is a good judge of where you are in solo queue. If you are good and you can carry a game, you're usually a little higher up. If you can CS really well, and if you're a support player, it's usually how much you can ward and get your ADC's attention before he gets ganked. That's pretty much what it is as a support. Also, supports kind of dominate their lane and really decide the flow of the game in that sense. So finding a really good support is actually harder than people think. So, so the game still hasn't started yet, and I would really like to know what you guys think. Are you guys familiar with the Ant Famous team at all? Or are you just stopping by the stream just to check it out? And since there is a moment, you should go and check out the Ant Famous website. It's antfamous.net. It's a really great forum. They have, I typed it wrong. That's wonderful. They have a really great forum. They have lots of little fun games. I went and checked it out, and they have I believe it's called a Baron Blitz, something like that, where it's a 5-on-5, and whichever team kills Baron first wins. It's just something that I haven't seen before. I think it'd be really interesting. Not only do you have Baron dances, but you probably have a lot more people taking Smite, so you don't have as much early aggression. So I would love to see one of those games played, see how it fares, and they have all these little cute, cool little mini games that you can play. So it's a great community. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to be checking it out personally, so you guys should do it too. And not only do they have a forum with, where you can construct teams, meet other players, converse, discuss some strategy, they look like they're a fun bunch of guys, and they got they got everything down. They have, I believe they have 1v1 threads. There's a Summoner Showdown thread. And it looks like they just have a 5v5, but 1v1, maybe in the future. But right now, this tournament that's being played right now is the Alienware Tournament, 2013 North American, and all games are best of 1, just so you know, and there is no losers bracket. So it's best of 1 single elimination until the semifinals. Semifinals becomes best of 3, and then I believe the finals and the third and fourth place matches are played on different days than today. So today we'll be going up, if Ant Famous makes it that far, we'll be making it up to the best of 3 round, playing that, and then however that ends up, they will either be in the championship, which will be held, I believe, on the 8th, and then the third or fourth place match, which will be held sometime in the future, but hopefully they aren't in the third and fourth place match, so I don't have to look that up. And also, I believe next week on the 11th, there will be an Ant Famous tournament, so mark your calendars, write that down so you can come back here and check that tournament out, because that's going to be a huge 5v5 tournament going on, supported by Ant Famous Gaming, and I checked out the brackets. They look like they have a lot of participants, a lot of people that look like they'll probably show up, unlike this tournament, but it looks like I might be getting an invite into the game, but no, nope. They asked me if I wanted in there. I said yeah, and I didn't get an invite, but I'll just spectate it in a couple minutes. So, yeah, Ant Famous Gaming having a tournament next week on this day, on Saturday, on the 11th, and I believe it goes from the 11th to the 12th. And I just got an invite into the game, and so let's get the stream up and going. So, as you can see here, we have almost everybody in the lobby. They invited me before they invited their final members. And oh yes. So I have another person spectating here, and they want the link to the Twitch. So hopefully we get more viewers in here. And once again, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for taking some time out of your day, you know, sitting back, relaxing, listen to the cast. And like Antcast just said, it's the 11th and the 12th is the Summoner Showdown tournament, which is a 5v5 tournament held by Ant Famous Gaming. So there'll be a Baron Bash 3rd place match in that tournament as well. I really want to see how that's played out. I'm really interested to see what people come up with. I really want to see if they bring 5 smites, or if they start bringing teleports and split pushing, and what if people don't get Baron and they just end the game instead? You know, there's going to be all these different strats, and people trying to sneak Baron, or people keeping it warded all the time. So I'm really interested in seeing how Baron Bash gets played out. I don't know where you guys picked that up, but it's a very innovative game, and I think it's something that would be fun to play. I don't know if the community's caught on to that, if you've posted it on forums or anything, because people have all these cute little ideas like, you know, find the Teemo and things like that. So I believe that's a Dominion where it's 3 or 5 on 5, and both teams have a Teemo, and Teemo is worth like 3 points. All other kills are worth -1, and you have to keep finding the Teemo and killing him. So sometimes it's kind of fun. So alright, we're getting into the picks and bans here. Right now we have Purple Team, which is the Ant Famous Gaming, but on the brackets they're King of N. And then on Blue Team we have Blade of T, which I believe actually won their first round. They didn't have a bye like Ant Famous did. So they're actually probably a little more warmed up, but I saw Ant Famous playing an ARAM earlier, probably to get their teamwork going, probably to get that communication down. ARAM, people kind of shut that off to the side and say, you know, that's just for fun. But if you take it seriously, you can get a lot of teamwork and cohesion out of that, regardless of if you didn't pick your champion or not. So right now, straight out, coming out, we have a Kha'Zix, a Ryze, and a Zed ban. It looks like they're banning out mids on Blade of T. They don't want to deal with that Kha'Zix reset, and that's why they did it. They want to pick that TF first, so they don't want somebody who can lock him up. They don't want Ryze just destroying him, sitting on him, and just locking him down all the time. They don't want the Zed diving him, and they don't want the Kha'Zix diving him as well. Those are 3 champions that TF doesn't do too well against, and they pick Kassadin to counter that. They also banned a Thresh, a Varus, and a Jarvan. Jarvan's just kind of a standard ban. He's one of the strongest junglers, probably top 3 right now, top 3, 4, alongside probably Volibear, Zac, who people actually are starting to catch on ever since the European LCS. Zac's a really strong jungler. And then Hecarim's up there as well. And Sejuani is really good now too, and so is Trundle after the rework. His ultimate is very good, just because you get to steal stats. And it makes him stronger, gives him lots of dueling potential, so he's really scary right now. And then the Varus coming out, because he's a really strong ADC as well. And Thresh, they just don't want to deal with that bottom lane, the hooks. Thresh and Lulu, probably the top 2 supports right now, most commonly played. And then there's Janna, who's a really good support as well for disengagement, lots of team presence. And we're going to have a Nocturne coming out and a Shen, so it looks like Blade of T going straight global comp here, going straight global comp. They want that pressure on all the lanes. They want that TF, Destiny, they want that Nocturne ultimate, and they want that Shen stand aside. So they really want to make it so that when they hit 6, all their lanes are kill potential. All their lanes have kill potential. If you line up somebody getting just like Shen taunts, then TF comes up there, or Nocturne comes up there, every lane is in danger, and it kind of forces the Purple Team to play a little safer than they normally would. So when you have somebody like Vayne, TF's ultimate does reveal her while she ulties and then rolls and tumbles. So that, if he can time that really well, they can probably shut down Vayne if she gets pretty fed. We also have the Kassadin coming out as well, who's a good pick against TF. The silence, the distance closer, the actually distance close to be used away, his Void Walk, Rift Walk, can be used to get away as well. And then his silence is very long, his Null Sphere. So that's a really good pick against Twisted Fate. And I'm glad that Don't Sweat picked that up. We have the Lee Sin coming out as well. I think Bella's just really comfortable on that Lee Sin as well. I Just So Noob picks the Vayne. Vayne is a very heavy hyper carry. If Vayne goes even with somebody in CS and lane, it's won. Even if there aren't any kills exchanged, Vayne wins if she goes even pretty much, because she has the most damage because her W, her Silver Bolts. A 3-stack of it does so much true damage, which just ignores armor, ignores magic resist, and does the flat damage that it's supposed to do. And it scales really well with attack speed. And her kit synergizes really well within itself. Her Tumble, her Silver Bolts, her Condemn, and her ultimate all work really well off of each other. She doesn't have an attack speed steroid, but she has a damage steroid off of her ultimate. So she is very scary if she gets fed, and even if she goes even with people, she's still very scary. We have Alistar coming out, very Season 1 kind of comp there, and Alistar Vayne is basically, I hit them away from you so they can't get to you, or I knock them to position them next to a wall so you can condemn them into the wall and get that kill really easily. So that's a very scary comp there. They do have a Blitzcrank, which is kind of countered by Alistar. Alistar pretty much does, Blitzcrank kind of does Alistar's job for him if he gets the hook. So half of Alistar's battle is closing the distance, walking up, or using Headbutt Pulverize, which is all what that combo is all about, is closing the distance to use your Pulverize. If Blitzcrank pulls Alistar in, Alistar can knock him up, can W to Twitch, can use his Headbutt to Twitch and then knock him up, and it's kind of a lose situation for Blade of T if they end up hooking an Alistar, which is what they don't want to do. We have a Cho'Gath coming out as well, who's just going to be in a farm lane against Shen. So Rutledge going to play against Agito, and they're just going to duke it out, unless there's a lane swap that comes out, which would be in the favor of Purple Team if they did do a lane swap. Cho'Gath has a lot of self-sustain, but he'd have to avoid Blitzcrank hooks is the only thing. But also if they lane swap, that allows I Just So Noob and AF Purple Dango to go ahead and get the double golems up top, because when you're purple side, the double golems are top, when you're blue side, the double golems are bottom. So it gives you that extra start in lane, and they could really shove Shen out of the lane. The only problem is when TF gets 6, we know exactly where he's going to gank. He's going to gank that lane up top, or he's going to gank the Cho'Gath, and he's going to shut them down. He's going to try to shut down whatever lane they can. So it's really going to be on AF Bella to shut down the people who have ultimates, that global ultimates, before they hit 6. So hopefully we see AF Bella come in, gank Yo-Dogs underneath his turret, or in the middle lane anytime before he hits 6. As soon as he hits 6, he gains so much presence, and it just gets really scary from there. So AF Rutledge also taking the teleport on his Cho'Gath, just so he can counter the Shen moving, the TF moving, and also ideally, if Shen uses Stand Aside, he can silence him before it finishes, stop that, interrupt it, maybe get away from Shen, and then teleport into the fight as well. It also gives him split push potential and countering of split push potential, because Shen late game really wants to split push. He really wants to just push down towers, provide that pressure, and when you have kind of a poke comp via TF, who has a lot of range on his wild cards and his on the cone AP damage, so that clears waves really quickly, so they can stop pushes. They can push very hard as well with the wave clear, which isn't really something they can answer because Kassadin's wave clear is completely dependent on other people being around and having those spells being cast. Otherwise, Kassadin's wave clear is fairly mediocre, especially in comparison to Twisted Fate, who clears very quickly. And Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath actually has a decent wave clear if you go AP, and I'm not sure what we're going to see from Rutledge here, since he's the only tank on that team, unless Leaf Sin starts building some tankiness, or Alistar, I guess. But he's really the only dedicated tank that we'll see. So we might see something like a Frozen Heart coming out, because they do have 3 AD damage characters on Blade of T. So we might see a Frozen Heart coming out. We might see a Randuin's. We might see him build full AP. You know, we might see him build a Seeker's Arm Guard first. So talking about the level 1s here, I really think Blade of T is going to use that team comp they have to their advantage, and we're going to see an invade level 1 from Blade of T. That's my prediction here, is we're going to see the TF pull out that pick a card first, go for the stun, and then we're going to see the Shen taunt come out, and then we're going to have the Nocturne Fear, or maybe the speed up. But the Blitzcrank hook is really what's going to set all of that up. So I believe they're probably going to level 1 in here, and I would give the level 1 to Blade of T. Although Ant Famous does have an advantage in terms of their last season borders, and I don't know if they have skin advantage right now. It doesn't look like they do. No, they don't have skin advantage. They're down 5-4, unfortunately. But you know what? Those borders more than make up for it. So I don't know if we're going to see a level 1 counter jungle from Team Ant Famous, but it might be in their best interest to try and ward their jungle and then swap it. So if they go to the opposite buff that they think that Blade of T is going to invade, then it might work out in their favor. And since Lee Sin can start either blue or red, he's pretty safe at his level 1. So he has a lot of options there. He's not like an Amumu who, if you go, or a Rammus, if you go red buff, your jungle's kind of hindered in the beginning. You kind of need that blue buff to get yourself rolling. Lee Sin, not so blue dependent, very, very much so red dependent. And not even so much dependent. His red really just benefits him and lets him do those level 2 ganks. Season 2, Lee Sin's level 2 ganks were something that was just so scary. When you see a Lee Sin, you know he's starting red. You know he's going to be ganking whatever lane's closest, or even middle. So in this game, I actually think Lee Sin, since they are the purple side, he'll be going to his red, and then he'll immediately be going to top or mid. And I think that's going to work out in his favor, because those 2 lanes are the ones that have the global presence when they hit 6. If you can shut them down, get Kassadin snowballing, or get Cho'Gath snowballing to the point where they get really far ahead in CS, they can poke their lane opponents out of lane and make them do nothing, then that's really going to work out in their favor. So, game's loading up here, and let's get this beautiful overlay going as soon as the game actually starts. So, pings here, looks like a lot of people actually live on the East Coast with actually fairly good pings regardless. I mean, you see people on the East Coast all the time with over 100, over 120, and it's you know, kind of annoying because it's a North American server, and most of the servers are over here in Santa Monica. So, looks like level 1 right here. We're gonna see just the standard jungler butcher 5 pots. You know, that's probably one of the reasons that they made in the recent nerf, they made it so you can hold 5 pots, because if they made it so that you hold 4 or 3, they really would have nerfed junglers. So they really wanted to just stop the 9 pot start for top lane. And they also wanted to nerf the cost of red pot. They wanted to make it 350, so you can't come with a ward and so many pots and a red pot to your lane, because that really became the standard start. So it looks like Twitch here, nobody selected their skill first except for Kassadin. And of course the Vayne Tumble. Alistar hasn't picked up his skill yet, thinking, you know, if they come in I can headbutt them away, or if we engage I can get the Pulverize. Shen has yet to select his skill either, and so has Nocturne, which is really something that you want to see. TF is taking the pick a card first. So reason Nocturne hasn't locked in a skill just yet is because when you lock in a skill early, like if he took his Fear, you wouldn't be as... your jungle clear time would be nerfed. If he doesn't take his Q, his clear time's going to be substantially less. Blitzcrank coming in, putting down the pink ward to clear this ward out. Is a good ward by Ant Famous, but it was also a very good ward by Blade of T. If there hadn't been a ward there, then it would have been a waste of a pink ward. But it's very good positioning on that ward, because he's able to see all of the banana bush. So if they had placed a ward right here, or here, he would have been able to see it. So it looks like they do want to do that invasion. And Lee Sin, like I said earlier, looks like he really wants to get his red buff first. Blitzcrank might be they might walk all the way around, or Blitzcrank might pull the buff to him. And it looks like we're gonna have a lane swap here. We're gonna have TF going top, and he started Boots 3. So yeah, they did pull the buff over, and they're just gonna start it really quick. They do see that though. Ant Famous sees that because of the ward there, and Blitzcrank and Twitch are gonna go into the mid lane here, is what it looks like, just because they don't want TF facing that Kassadin. So TF versus Kassadin is a very unfavorable matchup for the TF. He gets silenced, he gets beat on all day, and Kassadin's burst is quite high. So we are gonna have Lee Sin picking up the red buff. He's gonna go straight top because there isn't a ward there. He sees that TF started Boots 3, so he's got nothing. And Lee Sin is starting his E and Q, so he's gonna get the slow. He's gonna hit him with the Q, hit him again. He is gonna get the flash out of him, and that's more than enough for him. You know, once you get a gank, and even if you don't get the kill, you get the flash, you turn that lane into your laner's favor because they have a summoner spell and the enemy doesn't. So it looks like he's going to counter and go for that blue, or he's going to walk straight over a ward. He's just checking to see if Nocturne is actually around. TF locking in a card, but Bella saying, I really don't really care for it. I just wanted to see if he was there. So Bella going to go back to jungling. Twitch and Blitzcrank putting on some pressure here in mid. And down bottom, looks like I Just So Noob is CSing a little better than Twitch is. And it doesn't look like they want to go for the tower just yet. See, when you swap lanes, it's really about whoever gets the tower first. It no longer becomes about, you know, who's going to kill their lane opponent. It's about who gets that tower. Because as soon as you get that tower, you free up that lane to swap to a different lane. And it looks like I Just So Noob on Ant Famous doesn't want to kill that tower just yet. That, or he doesn't want to get in range of the Shen taunt. So each one is getting taunted by Shen's going to set him back a lot. But TF still not having a ward up top. AF Bella really trying to exploit that because he sees that Yo-Dogs hasn't gone back yet. So if AF Rutledge can get a rupture on him, then it's gonna line up AF Bella for very nice resonating strike, or Sonic Wave resonating strike, and then a slow on top of that. So Yo-Dog's playing really safe right now because he can see us from a distance, but he also knows I have no flash, I'm gankable. So AF Bella just gonna pick up the mid-reds and continue back to ganking lanes, or you know, maybe even clearing is cleared out, I believe. So yeah, it has yet to be cleared out. So middle tower actually almost about half HP. It's about 75%. Twitch really kind of understanding that dynamic. We have a pull onto Kassadin here, and Twitch following up a little bit, getting the expunge for a tiny bit of damage. But Kassadin's just going to chug that pot. He's going to be okay. He's going to stay in lane. Nocturne coming down bottom through the lane. There aren't any wards up right now, so he will be able to just walk up here. And I believe Alistar sees that coming. Shen looking to get into position to taunt. Alistar did see Nocturne walk through there. Vayne tumbling away from the Shen taunt, but we have Twitch very low in the middle, and since I can do what I want, we are going to go back and watch that. So we have the pull coming in on. We have the oh wow. So what happened there is we have the pull from Blitzcrank coming in, but then right then Bella putting down a great ward, safeguarding to it, using Resonating Strike, and getting a Tempest Cripple onto Twitch to reveal him, making it so that his stealth did nothing. And the Ignite also came out, and they were able to pick up Twitch very easily. It's a very nice play by Ant Famous right there. Very nice play for the first blood on Lee Sin. Also, just because they got 400 gold right there, plus a little bit of assist money on Kassadin, they ended up about 600 gold, 500 gold ahead with that first blood and the assist. So both teams CSing pretty equally right now. I'm going to line up the lanes. As you can see, Cho'Gath doing a little better than Shen is. Shen starting with AP runes, it looks like, with 20 ability power. Just flat AP, and I believe he probably has some from the masteries as well. So that's actually good for him. It helps his heal, it helps his it helps the damage of his heal, and it helps his shield and his taunt. Basically, Shen is all AP except for And we have Lee Sin coming into that same ward again, getting a safeguard out, getting the cripple, the resonating strike, and takes down Twitch once again in the mid lane. And they have no wards on this side. The Blitzcrank is just sitting on 2 wards, and he hasn't done anything with them. And I believe at this point, Blade of T is probably going to say, what are you doing? Get a ward down. You better get some wards up. So they're mid lane, and they have nothing out there. And that ward, once again, doing work for Lee Sin. Very well placed by Bella earlier, going back and buying that ward. And we might actually see Bella picking up a Sightstone this game, which is very powerful on Lee Sin. Gives him a lot of mobility and a lot of options. And we do have Blitzcrank putting down a ward in this bottom bush of the middle, just so nobody can complain anymore that there aren't any wards up. There's a ward right there, you see it. So AF Rutledge put a ward down in top lane, 2 wards actually, doesn't want to get ganked, and TF now hitting 6, hasn't put his ward down yet. And we have AF Bella getting the red buff, but Nocturne's going to walk up there as well. Nope, they don't see Nocturne in the jungle. Nocturne's going to check his red and see that, oh, it's down, even though it just came up. So Blitzcrank warding up here in the near the Wraiths. And we have Lunik. No wards here, but not even 6. We see AF Bella sees Lunik. AF Bella looks like it wants to engage on this. Right around the corner, gets a safeguard onto the ward. Gets a cripple, but it doesn't get the slow off because of the shield. And then we have the Resonating Strike Sonic coming out. And then we have AF Rutledge getting the silence off, only hitting Lunik with it. And we have a Rupture missing both. We have the Ignite coming out on Yodogs, but we have Kasten up here too with the stand aside on Lunik. And he's just going to walk away from this. We have Blitzcrank and Twitch coming up top. Twitch is stealth. We have the Rupture missing on Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank lining up a hook, but AF Rutledge says nope, not going to happen. Flashes away from that. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we have the turret being attacked. I think the safeguard might have gotten interrupted earlier by maybe Alistar Headbutt or Pulverize or a Vayne Condemn. But they did a really good job of stopping that from going through. Or maybe Shen canceled it so he wouldn't lose the turret, but he ultimately did anyway. So we're going to have Lunik here just picking up his blue, going back to farming. And Kassadin here. Oh, they see Kassadin come in from this ward over here. So that TF, backs off a little bit. No lane ganks, or I guess split ganks or global presence ganks coming out. No stand aside has been used in a lane gank attempt. No teleport from Cho'Gath really to actually set up a gank just to get in there. And we have AF Bella once again safeguarding to the ward. Really wants to pick on this Twitch because he can see him with that cripple. So Twitch popping barrier. AF Bella getting very low, gets the kick onto Twitch. Twitch goes down but there's an ignite on Bella. Power fisted up. AF Bella really wants to look for a safeguard onto these minions back here, and in 2 seconds doesn't go for it. Goes for the Resonating Strike instead. Rutledge gets pulled in with a rocket grab, and Blitzcrank absolute clarity's just going to, be under tower and back right there. And Bella and Rutledge are going to be really okay with that. Twitch is the only deaths and kills between these 2 teams. Twitch is the only one that's died and the only one that's been picked up for kills. So Lee Sin doing a lot of work, actually just picking on that Twitch, saying, I need to shut down your hyper carry, so my hyper carry is even scarier. Because if your Twitch isn't fed and my Vayne is, no, you lose. Because Vayne is so good, and Twitch is just as good. And Lunik, very good there, popping his spell shield, his Shroud of Darkness before Alistar actually headbutts him. He had no vision on that, so he just thought, I have an itching that there's somebody in this bush. I'm gonna spell shield before I walk in, because what's the worst that could happen? So absolute clarity, pink warding the pink ward from Ant Famous, and they are going to engage on this. We have Purple Dango coming in, getting the headbutt pulverized. We also have the ultimate from Nocturne coming out just to provide the lack of vision. Twitch getting his poison onto Purple Dango, gets the kill, but at the same time Nocturne gets taken out by Don't Sweat It, coming back in, getting a double kill. Twitch getting a double kill onto Kassadin. Yodogs getting very low here from AF Bella. AF Bella jumping over the wall, and I just knew just picks up Twisted Fate there. And I apologize for not being in directed camera immediately, and that messed it up. But as we can see, they're going to pick up the dragon here. AF Rutledge more than tanky enough to tank this out and to feast it and get that 1000 true damage on it. The smite does come out, and he's leaving it for AF Rutledge to feast that. Nice communication there. And Agito has no stand aside for the next 2 seconds. He didn't have it during that fight. So that was a 4-on-5 down at the Dragon Pit. And that puts Ant Famous 4k gold ahead, 1 tower ahead, 1 dragon ahead, 5 kills ahead. And their CS is just looking even better and better as the game progresses. Kassadin not doing a lot of work CS-wise, but that was to be expected. But TF not doing, basically being 5 per minute, as opposed to Perfect CS, which is 10 per minute. So he's doing very poorly against the Kassadin, who's just pressuring him. And we have Vayne about 30 CS ahead of Twitch. And we have we have Cho'Gath about 20, 25, 20, 15, I can't count, 15 CS ahead of Shen. But a kill as well on top of that. And we're going to see Cho'Gath go for those double cloth armors, which I believe he's probably going to turn into a Warden's Mail. And maybe that'll be a Frozen Heart, or maybe that'll end up being a Randuin's. We'll see in the future. He can go Frozen Heart because he gets so much HP from his passive on his ultimate that he's going to be fine. We have Lunac here coming down bot, cleaning up that ward from the pink ward previously that they had placed at Dragon. And we're going to have Absolute Clarity and Novocaine go ahead and damage this tower. And I Just So Noob sitting back a little, I don't know why. They did see the Nocturne, and they probably thought Nocturne was hiding around in this bush somewhere, but not happening. So we have Don't Sweat It taking a final tower hit, and it is going to take him down. So we're going to go back and watch that because I'm really bad at this while I explain stuff. So we have Lee Sin coming in, Sonic striking. We have him safeguard to the Kassadin. He does get the Ignite down. Kassadin fails. Oh, wow. So TF did fail the flash, and the stand aside came out, but the kick and the Ignite, the kick coming out from Bella, getting really low, basically shredding through that shield, and then they're able to just pick up Twisted Fate in the middle, and then Kassadin got taken out by a final tower shot, although he did go over the wall at the last second. We have Absolute Clarity here, chasing down Purple Dango. I don't believe he wants to pull this because, like I said earlier, he would be doing Alistar's job for him, and he does because Alistar had blown the pull price previously. We do have a Twisted Fate and an ultimate from Nocturne coming out here. Twisted Fate comes out. Looks like Purple Dango is going to go down here. And we have Absolute Clarity and Yodogs chasing him down, but we have Bella here and Don't Sweat It coming in on Yodogs. Yodogs taking one more hit to get taken out by the Silver Bolts, and he does go down. We have the Flash coming out and the Rift Walk and the Force Pulse taking out Blitzcrank there. Just So Noob and Don't Sweat It really want to get Lunac right now, and there's a double kill for Kassadin. Very nice Rift Walk into a Null Sphere, which does a lot of damage right now. Kassadin is a little more powerful than you would have thought. I thought that wouldn't have actually taken out Nocturne, but it did. So, you know, wonderful play there by Ant Famous, and it was a really good setup by Blade of T. They did use their ultimates correctly, but they just got a little over ambitious, and Bella and Don't Sweat TT was there to just pick them up and had a really nice response to that. The response time of that was very good, and I believe they probably communicated that, you know what, I think we're going to get ganked down here, you better come. So it looks like they were doing a really great job of communicating. The gold difference still only about 5k, and that's gonna go ahead and expand right now to about 6k, 6.3k, and they're gonna go ahead and pick up that turret. I believe that was mid turret, and yeah, that was middle turret. And so AF Bella and I don't know where the blue buff is. Oh, there it is. It's on Don't Sweat TT. Picked it up there when they had invaded and actually went on to that blue buff on blue side. So we have Riftwalk coming out on Yodogs here. Yodog's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have ultimate yet, so he can't get away from this. He's gonna look for a stun. He is kind of well, he's gonna get cornered here. We have AF Bella safeguarding just for the assist, although not hitting, because giving the shield does give you an assist. Hitting, providing support to a player who does get a kill gives you an assist. If you're Soraka, you heal somebody or give them mana, it gives you an assist. If you're Lee Sin and you safeguard somebody, give them that little shield, it's going to give you the assist. So that's what AF Bella was looking for. Also threw out the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. So he was looking for a little cheeky KS there. Vayne, we have Vayne down bottom solo farming, hasn't backed in a while, still sitting on that BF sword. And checking the gold here, it's about sitting on 3,000 gold for Vayne. And that's a lot of gold. I don't know if she's going to go ahead and pick up an Infinity Edge or if she's going to go and grab the Bloodthirster first. So I'd like to actually see what Vayne does for that. We have TF coming down bottom. We have Vayne rolling, using her ultimate. We have stand aside on Shen. I just so noob dodges it, not being so much of a noob. Gets shut down though by the 2 global ultimates. She was solo farming. I did point that out, and so there was nothing to alarm her that was going to happen, except for the fact that TF ultimate does show vision, which allows him to see through the ultimate of Vayne and the tumble. So Vayne picking up the Infinity Edge first with a Vamp Scepter because he does want that sustain, but Infinity Edge does provide more damage than Bloodthirster does. So we have Absolute Clarity coming around. They do pick up Purple Dango with a rocket grab here. He pops his ultimate, and it looks like he's going to slowly get whittled down here. But AF Bella coming in onto Novocaine, gets the reveal, and it just barely Yodogs picks up Purple Dango. AF Bella not sitting on a ward, has to flash away. Yodogs almost in range, gets the hook from Flash Hook from Absolute Clarity. And we have AF Don't Sweat It coming in, has the Ignite on, but he is getting taken down very slowly here from Twitch, who doesn't have Flash anymore, and I suggest so noob coming up, discourage that push a little further. Yodogs had no mana in that engage afterwards, so he was practically useless. And we have Nocturne up top, pushing this turret down, and we have Rutledge saying, you know what, get out of here, get out of here. I'm gonna just farm this up. I'm gonna push this turret back. You watch. And so Lunix is gonna go back, and we have Rutledge sitting on 6 stacks. He also looks like he's going for that Rod of Ages, so he is picking up a little AP on Cho'Gath, which is always recommended as long as he's getting AP and tanky. So as long as because he gets a lot of health from the passive on his Feast, like I had said earlier. So once he gets AP, it just adds to the true damage, and he's just gonna push top because he has teleport. He has teleport up right now. So if they do try to contest Dragon with anybody, anything less than a 4v5, they're not gonna be able to contest it. And we have Ant Famous picking up the Dragon very easily there, and Rutledge in the meantime pushing down top, getting that farm. TF came up to meet him, but it looks like they're just gonna go for the split push here. They're gonna have Vayne down bottom. That didn't work out too well for them last time. Twisted Fate's Destiny is coming up right now. It just came up. Shen's ultimate stand aside is up in about 20 seconds, I believe. So he's going to be able to gank the Vayne down bottom. And Vayne coming down here, gonna get Novocaine. Altis hits him into the wall, gets that stun off. We do have the barrier coming out, and the Blade of the Ruined King. We have 2 ultimates coming out here for I Just So Noob. We have the Destiny from Twisted Fate revealing her. She is tumble rolling, almost picking up a kill there. We have Alistar gonna knock him into the wall. We have the Void Walk and the Void Sphere, Null Sphere, coming in and going to pick up Twisted Fate there. Very well played by both teams, except that's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange, taking out Vayne. AF Bella in middle, picking up just a little CS, getting a little damage on that turret. And we have up top, we just have Rutledge and Agito poking each other away. Down bottom, we did have the turret going down to AF Don't Sweat It, and we have Purple Dango as well. But Lunik and Novocaine gonna go ahead and discourage that. We have Absolute Clarity. It looks like they're rotating. They do see that it's gonna be a rotation here. Novocaine coming in. Does have red buff, I believe. Oh no, he doesn't. That's just how Twitch looks, I guess. Oh, it must have been like the attack speed or something like that. I'm not familiar with that. I don't play Twitch or watch people who play Twitch, I guess. So, the red buff is on Kassadin though. So, they're going to go ahead and pick up the blue buff once again from the blue team. We really want that on Kassadin. Provides him a lot of CDR. Since he isn't going to build CDR items, he's going to build more or less AP items, Magic Pen, just so he can do more damage with his abilities. CDR is really going to help his his Rift Walk and his Void. Why do I keep saying Void? And his Null Sphere. So he's going to be able to Rift Walk more often, and he's going to Null Sphere more often as well. So he's going to be able to just be very slippery and silence people, and it's going to be very annoying for the other enemy team. And he does a lot of damage on top of that as well. So looks like both teams just going to go back to farming now. Shen going to go bottom, pick up that decent creep wave, but it means that blue team has a large creep wave in response. So Vayne's thinking, I'm probably going to head down that way, meet that lane, and meet all that CS when it eventually gets there. So Looks like Vayne being a little indecisive though around blue buff. Gonna go pick up the wolves while that bottom lane continues to push. Meanwhile, Twitch gonna go pick up that red buff on blue side. Pick up his own buff. Cho'Gath gonna go pick up the blue buff on purple side. So he's gonna be able to, he's looking for that mana regen. He's looking for that CDR provided from the blue buff so that he's able to just knock people up very often and silence them. So he's gonna get those feasts up. And Shen continuing to push bottom lane, really going for that split push with the Sunfire Cape. So he can duel Cho'Gath right about now. Cho'Gath having the Warden's Mail completed, and looks like he filed a Ruby Crystal on top of that. They might be going for Philosopher's Stone on him, because he did buy a Philosopher's Stone. They might be going for a Shurelya's. So we have AF Bella just jumping around here, getting a little bit of CS. We do have the Cask coming out, slowing him, and they're just going to walk away. Bottom lane is where this pushing is going to happen. Those two lanes are against each other right now. Nobody really having the advantage between the Shen and the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is more farmed, has more kills, and has better CS. But at the same time, they're just two tanky characters. They aren't going to be able to head to head. Novocaine being kind of brave right now, stealthing and walking around. The Lee Sin is in the vicinity, so it's going to be a little scary. They don't want to push down bottom or engage because Vayne is picking up the red buff. If TF does Destiny right now, he'll be able to see that. And Vayne looks like she's going to go farm the double golems and then go top and farm that lane. So they are going to see her up there. They're going to see Vayne up top, and then they'll say, oh, we should engage right now because Vayne can't get there. So there goes the ping coming out. We have Nocturne ultimate coming out. We have stand aside on the Nocturne. Nocturne going to turn around, position Agito so that he can get a nice taunt across people, but he hasn't used it yet. He gets it on Purple Dango. Purple Dango uses his ultimate to get out of it. We have the nice Void Walk, Rift Walk, Null Sphere coming out, and we get Twitch taken out. We have the teleport coming in from Cho'Gath. AF Bella does get a Resonating Strike on Yodogs. AF Bella jumping back out. Lunik taking a lot of damage here. The fight's been transferred into their favor. We have Twisted Fate coming out with 2 kills here from his wild cards. AF Rutledge, after getting that teleport in, doesn't have Feast anymore. He is very tanky, so he might be able to walk away from this. And Vayne now slowly coming down. And that was a 4v5. Very nice engagement there by Blade of T onto Ant Famous. What happened there was Vayne was top, revealed herself, and Vayne is the linchpin in this entire team. You know, you might think it's Kassadin, but Vayne is really ADCs past the 20-minute mark is what the game is all about, unless you have somebody who's super bruiser, super deadly. So they don't have anybody like that on their team. Cho'Gath, kind of just more of a disruption character with a little bit of AP damage. But they don't have anybody particularly scary as a bruiser. It's all about the ADCs right now. And Ant Famous having much more farmed ADC, much more fed ADC. So not having her present, the team fight looked pretty even up until the point where they got divided and the people started dropping. So it was a 4v5. Ant Famous, you know, not having the greatest decision making there because Nocturne, like I said, as soon as he saw Vayne top, he just ultied and came right in there. And I believe his ultimate's called Paranoia, so he jumped in there with Paranoia right onto, I believe he jumped on Kassadin and forced the Rift Walk away, and then they re-engaged with the stand aside on him onto Alistar. So it looks like they're going to pick up this dragon once again, and I believe this will be the 3rd dragon for Team Ant Famous. You know, not having any real contention on it. Nobody's been contesting this. The teleport from Cho'Gath is down. The stand aside from Shen will be up sooner than the teleport from Cho'Gath is. So it looks like Ant Famous wants to go ahead, group up mid as 5-man, and then have Shen push bottom, get that turret for... Oh, we have the pull coming out here. Rocket grab onto AFL. He does get stunned. He gets taken out with a wild card. Beautiful right across. We have the Twitch popping his spray and frame right across them. AF, don't sweat it, is very rather low. He can't engage on this. Lunik getting rid of vision. Purple Dango getting hit by taking tower hits. Doesn't get stunned, but he does get taken out. And we have the hook coming out on AF Rutledge from Absolute Clarity, and we have Yodogs getting taken out here by I Just So Noob, and it's just 1, 2, 3, and they 1, 2, 3 again right on the Blitzcrank. Novocaine getting taken out by I Just So Noob 2 for a triple kill, and like I said earlier, we have the ADC showing up, being the game, being the linchpin, really providing. He's going to be able to take out this turret now. He does have red buffs, so if Nocturne does come to him, he's going to die. Those true damage bolts doing so much work. We do have the stand aside finally coming out onto the Nocturne. So that means Shen is just going to get out of there. He did get the bottom turret, but they are 9k gold behind. 3 towers and 5 kills. I Just So Noob coming in there, cleaning up, really doing what the ADC should do, but he should have been there. He should have been there earlier. So, all out, very well played by both teams. There were some really great rocket grabs from Absolute Clarity there, and that was really set up the fight. He got AF Bella. They just dropped him in a matter of seconds. It was a 4v5 all throughout eventually because because Shen, Agito, was pushing bottom lane. So Agito not there, using the stand aside afterwards, after he got the bottom turret, and there was only Vayne remaining. So Vayne picking up 3 kills. It's going to be very, very, very good for Ant Famous. Having ADCs with kills late game, getting them those items, making it so that they just wreck people is very, very scary. We have an Oracle's coming out for AF Purple Dango. Going to clear these wards. Looks like they want to set up for a Baron. They are very healthy. Vayne does it very quickly as well. And you can't really contest it with a Cho'Gath there because his Feast does more than Smite. Even a max level Smite. So they'll be able to pick that up quite easily if he has any idea how Feast works. Which I'm sure he does, seeing as he's a Diamond player. We have the Riftwalk coming back. AF Purple Dango, there is a ward there. He really wants that ward. We have the Destiny coming out. They do see that Cho'Gath isn't quite there yet. And they're going to back off. They see that the Destiny's there. It's not going to be used. Yo-Dogs isn't going to do anything with it. He has picked up his Lich Bane, so he can push towers fairly quickly. But he is a little ahead of Kassadin in CS, but Vayne has about twice as much CS as the next person on Blade of Tea. So they're going to clean up that ward there, and they're going to start doing this. They're going to start doing this Baron. There are no wards. They cannot see it. So yeah, they cannot see it. All they can see is rockets flying maybe. And they pick up the Baron no problem with Lee Sin Smite. They pick up Bella's Smite. So Blade of Tea gonna pick up that middle turret, and they're gonna start backing here. They're gonna start backing, but Shen a little bit out if they do come this way. It looks like no, they don't see him. They don't see him with a ward or anything like that. So he's just gonna be able to walk away. They do have the Baron buff though. And I think they really want this. They really want this middle turret. They really want mid. And Twisted Fate gonna push top, or at least clear that wave because there was a large wave up there. So he's gonna go ahead and wildcard across that, and not pick up the Canyon Minion. But you know their middle turret is getting taken out with the help of I Just So Noob. Very fed ADC right now. Lots of attack speed. Going with the Bloodthirster, i.e. Phantom Dancer, Season 2 build pretty much. And we have Purple Dango getting engaged on here. We do have the knockup from AF Rutledge, and Bella's saying, I want to go in on that. He doesn't get the cripple onto... He doesn't get the cripple on. We do have the rocket grab coming on. AF, don't sweat it. He does get taken out there. We have the stand aside coming out. Lunik getting taken out very, very low here. AF Bella taking a lot of tower hits, and Novocaine takes him out. And we have the home guard coming out onto I Just So Noob from Yo-Dogs. He does get hooked as well, and he gets taken out. And that's, I believe, not a shutdown, but still a lot of gold in the favor of there. The 3-for-0 exchange. We have Destiny coming out. Yo-Dog's gonna get the stun onto AF Rutledge. AF Rutledge getting the knockup as well. He might be able to take him out with the Feast. Oh, but no! Just barely! He does take him out with the help of Novocaine. Yo-Dog sitting at 30 some odd HP after a Feast and a Rupture and just some auto attacks. Gets the wild card, not the wild card, the pick card, stun card out just in time. And it was very well played, and they might be able to counter push here. There were 3 members down. Those ended up being a 4-for-0 exchange with Baron on the purple team on Ant Famous. So they might be able to counter push this, but they aren't strong. They aren't as strong still. The gold difference is still 10k. You know, they are 3 towers behind. 4 objectives total. 3 dragons and 1 Baron, I believe. And they're just so behind. They've closed the gap to 1 kill, which may give them the confidence to engage, but at the same time, when you're in a game, you can't see what we see. You don't see the gold at the top, you don't see the tower kills, although you can count them. You see the CS difference, but you don't really see how much gold that really is, how many people got shutdowns, things like that. So they have no idea that they're about 10k gold behind, but they just know they're 1 kill behind. That's all they know. So that may actually give them confidence, maybe even the overconfidence to engage on them next time that they see them. So looks like they're gonna just clear these waves right now. Novocaine picking up the Guardian Angels, and this Blitzcrank not having a lot of items at all. He did pick up a Tear of the Goddess. It's about halfway charged. Ruby Sightstone, Oracles, and Boots. No Philo Stone on him. No GP5. Whereas Alistar, Purple Dango picking up 2 GP5 items, probably on top of having GP5 runes as well, as his quintessences, and then really getting the AP for the Headbutt, the Pulverize. They both have really decent AP ratios on them. And then picking up Boots of Mobility, which is really good on Alistar for the mobility, closing the gap, being an engagement tool, and his ultimate provides him with a lot of tankiness. And then he picks up the Aegis of the Legion right now to help his team with magic resist against that Twisted Fate, who is going to poke them. And I believe Twitch's Expunge is also magic damage. No, it's physical damage. Okay, it's physical damage. So, basically Twitch is just physical damage. I could have swore that Expunge was magic damage. It is AP based though. AP Twitch. If you ever go AP Twitch, I guess you get more physical damage from Expunge. But you get more physical, and it's based off of AP and AD. So when he gets Baron, it does help. If you have a Lulu giving you help picks, it does help as well. It gives you more AP. So we are going to have Ant Famous still being very confident here, just pushing down these lanes. Shen is middle, his stand aside is up. Rutledge, though, went for the Abyssal Scepter and the Randuin's. He decided to just pick up Randuin's instead of the Frozen Heart. You know, that's really what he wanted to get. He wanted to get the slow and the thing that and the passives that discourage ADCs from hitting him. But he's always been last target. The minion, Canyon Minion, just getting right in front of Absolute Clarity there. Really would have been a nice pull, but he probably would have pulled Cho'Gath there. Not the ideal target for him to pull. So we have Ito realizing that they're lane swapping, or at least changing lanes. The middle inhibitor is down, so all minions are buffed temporarily. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, this minion has 45 attack damage, this one has 63. So in a matchup like this, you see Caster Minion has 45 damage, this Caster Minion has 63 damage. The only thing that gets buffed is attack damage between the minions. So this minion has 32, and then the minion has 32, this one has 22. So minions get buffed when inhibitors are down, so multiple inhibitors actually provide, I believe, multiple buffs to your, and that's why the lanes start pushing. So it's really to perpetually start the game, to be a push war, or whoever gets an ace. So getting an inhibitor, not just providing the super minions, but buffing all of your waves with damage. So if you can get an inhibitor, even if it's at the cost of your life, sometimes it's worth doing. So although they did lose 4 members there for 0 on Blade of Teeth, they did get the inhibitor and the turret, so that's some gold in their favor, and that's going to give them super minions and minion buffs on all their minions. So their minions are going to push so they can set up for another Baron, and the inhibitor just now respawned, so that I believe that's going to take away the buff on the next minion spawn. Yes, they are at 22 now, 22 damage, as opposed to the ones up here that have 32. So that was their last wave of super minion creeps and buffed minions. So it looks like they're setting up for Baron here. The Oracle's coming out for Purple Dango. About 4 members, 4 members of Blade of Teeth are down bottom, so they're just waiting for... Ant Famous is just going to wait for this Baron. They're going to do it as fast as possible. Know that Blade of Tea has no response to this. They are nowhere nearby. Bella using Cripple just to get a little aggro beforehand, because he can hit it a little bit before it spawns. I don't know if Blade of Tea knows that it spawned, but as soon as they realize it spawns, it's probably gone. So they're going to walk through there. There's going to be no wards in that area. They might be seen by this ward right here when they walk by. So I don't know why I can see I just so noob still. That's kind of awkward. Yeah. Well, I don't think they see him like I see him, but he's picking up the Banshee's Veil so he doesn't get stunned, but also Destiny can remove the Banshee's Veil if they do want to engage. So if he just pops Destiny, it will stop, it will pop the Banshee's Veil, but also it'll stop the Destiny from being on the Vayne, which is something they really want. They want to see Vayne tumble. They want to see her in that. And I believe they're going to be able to see them across that. They just wasted some time sitting in that bush doing nothing. And, you know, then now the minions are pushing, and they want to get this inhibitor again and get those buffed minions, get those super minions out so that they can push. And they have Baron on. Last time they had Baron, didn't go too well for them. We have Rupture coming out here. We have Yodogs locking in a yellow card, getting a minion with it. And they're just going to get the inhibitor with the help of I Just So Noob, Vayne. Just poking it down from a range, and there was really no response to him. Absolute Clarity getting a not so much blind. They had a ward down there trying to get a rocket grab onto somebody over the wall, and he couldn't do it, just barely. He just puts a ward over there. We have an engagement from Lunik coming onto AF Bella, but he's getting low. Purple Dango taking a lot of hits here. Lunik taking a lot of damage from I Just So Noob currently. Absolute Clarity taking a lot of damage as well. Lunik, Yodogs getting jumped in there, getting the stand aside on him. We have I Just So Noob cleaning up here, getting 1, 2, 3 hits on Lunik, taking him out. He really wants to chase down. Flashes, trying to follow this Twitch, does pop his Guardian Angel. Twitch is going to get destroyed here as soon as he comes up. He does pop barrier, but he gets destroyed, and that's an ace for Ant Famous. And they're pinging assist me on these middle turrets, and they are going to push this Nexus. They're going to get these turrets down. They're 15k gold ahead, 3 turrets, 5 kills now. There was one for 5 there. An ace for just Alistar for the support. And they have everybody up pretty much healthy. They're going to be able to push this down. They're going to move on to the next match, which I believe is still a best of 1. And we will have that for you shortly, as soon as that game starts. So congratulations to Ant Famous. I get to continue casting and following them through this tournament. Very, very well played there by both teams. There were some nice grabs, but Ant Famous really coming out on top there with the superior CS, the superior hyper carry, as you can see by the damage dealt. Although, you know, TF doing some work, not doing as much as Vayne did, and really just the game was all about those early ganks on Twitch, shutting him down, letting Vayne get far ahead of him, and just making that game an absolute nightmare. And I need to show this. That's what I need to show. Okay, yeah, so the damage dealt, as you can see, Vayne having a lot more, not a lot more, but barely more damage, about 2,000 more than Twitch. TF, though, having a lot more than Kassadin in terms of damage dealt to champions. So it's really all about those shutdowns that Bella had provided on Twitch, the 3 early kills that just shut down Twitch, let Vayne CS no problem, and not have to worry about the enemy hyper carry. And as we saw there at the end, Vayne is just so devastating in a team. So if you can protect her, if you can peel for her, protect the Vayne, short range, but she has so much damage. So I believe the next game is the brackets are set up so that Blade of T is now knocked out. Kings of N is now moving on to the next round, which should be in about 24 minutes. It says it's 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So we're going to have that in about 23 minutes, but it may start a little sooner than that because the team that had won the brackets right below, or the ones that lead up to this bracket, actually got a bye the first round, and then the other teams that were supposed to duke it out, neither of them showed, so they had a bye in their second round. So this team that they're about to play hasn't played at all today in a tournament match. They got a bye their first round and a bye their second round because people didn't show up and there was a forfeit. So Kings of N, or I guess Ant Famous Gaming, is going to move on. Very nice game there from Blade of T, and we're going to see what happens. So the game will be starting at the latest at 2:15. It should start at the earliest in the next 10 minutes. So, you know, hang around, stick around. I'm going to play some music again and mute myself while I go get some water because I talk a lot. All right. Thank you for tuning in. If you are just tuning in, once again, check Ant Famous Gaming. They have a really nice website. You know, giving them a shout out right now. And I hope you enjoy. So, thank you.